At the Supreme Court, we've been talking about the legal consequences of this, but also we want to hear about the practical effects of the Supreme Court decision. And for that, Ed Hodgson, who is a health benefits expert, is with us. Mr. Hodgson, thanks for joining us on Fox News Radio. Give me a sense about what this means now for all of those individuals who could have been affected by the Supreme Court decision. Do things just go on as they were?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it gives them a sense of relief because now, health insurance is so expensive. Had this gone away, there's so much uncertainty that, by having it go in favor, first of all, it's a sense of relief, and more importantly, it has a ripple effect that has a positive impact for all of us.
We're talking about a number of people, close to 9 million people, that would have been affected had the Supreme Court ruled against the way the Obama administration wanted them to rule. What would have been the impact for businesses across the country, for individuals across the country, if indeed the Supreme Court had ruled against the Obama administration on King v. Burwell?
I think everybody felt that even if they ruled against, that they would have put in some transition period to minimize the financial impact. But certainly businesses, we see it in our business. We deal with companies every day. Health insurance has always been a tremendous cost. It has a tremendous cost impact for companies. And so, with ACA, unfortunately, what we see dealing with our clients is it's only increased their costs.
So as it relates to individuals that would have been affected by this particular decision, are they essentially breathing a sigh of relief today with the Supreme Court decision?
Absolutely. Knowing that those subsidies and tax credits are going to stay in place, particularly people that have ongoing medical conditions, they have to be very happy with this decision.
What has been the effect overall of the Affordable Care Act on businesses across the country, Mr. Hodgson, since it went into effect? Have they seen health care costs decrease over the past few years?
I don't know if we have enough time to talk about that, but in our business, I'll give you a specific example. We're a small firm. We fall under the new guidelines. We had a 41% rate increase, and that was the best that we could get. And so I think in rare instances, particularly as companies or states have had to move to community-rated formulas for their health insurance, that a majority of businesses have seen their benefits deteriorate under the metallic plans under ACA, and they've also seen their costs increase. And so it's discerning. It's a challenge that we help businesses every day, trying to come up with cost containment strategies. But we have clients throughout the United States, from California, Oregon, New York, Texas, which is obviously in the Southeast. And, we have, by and large, just seen large increases for small employers. Large employers would have more than 100 employees. Haven't been as a dramatic impact other than pay or play. And the additional taxes that they have to pay under ACA.
So what is clear from the Supreme Court decision today is that the Affordable Care Act is here to stay. If there are going to be some changes to it, Congress would have to make those changes, and of course they would have to be signed by the president. But I'm curious, Mr. Hodgson, as it relates to changes, what types of changes around the edges of the Affordable Care Act do you think that your clients would like to see?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm sure, what my perception and what my client's perception, would vary greatly. But I think, part of what has happened with ACA is there is a hidden cost to complying with ACA. The big scare at first was having to cover employees that might not have been offered benefits by their employer, and so that was the initial scare. Now, what they're finding out is their businesses are having to invest, tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional technologies to be able to schedule and time and attendance systems and upgrade payroll systems. And, the real teeth of the law came into effect this year, and next year the reporting aspects come into play, and it's just been entirely confusing. For employers and the largest payroll vendors, the amount of money that they're having to spend to rebuild and reboot their systems to help these employers with the reporting aspect. So I would say the number one part of that would be to reduce or eliminate the reporting aspects of ACA, because the cost and time, human capital costs associated with that has just been tremendous.
Stay with us. We're going to go back to the Supreme Court. A number of individuals are approaching microphones talking about this Supreme Court decision.